driving back east, and I love driving because I just love the free feeling I get when I'm driving, and I get very contemplative. Usually it's about, just what's going on in the world and how we can change it. I want so badly, after so many years, so many losses and so many hardships, I want it to be worth it all. I want everyone to have a happy ending, including me. And man, this world has been so, what's the correct word? Infiltrated, stripped, harmed, made unsafe by a class of interlopers. They're not people. They're really not people like you and me. I mean, if you just look at it on the face of it, besides the research that I've done and what the ancient texts say, and who knows what's true, but sometimes you just have to discern and decode what is already seated inside of you. And I do believe we are all seated with a knowing that came to us from our Creator. But it was, we incarnate into this world, this dimension, and it is as if a veil is placed over our eyes, over our hearts, over our minds, over the whole world, so we don't remember. But all throughout history, we have so many examples of, scientists, healers, people with extrasensory perceptions. These people, and people who've had, near-death experiences, which I have twice. And, I let the world talk me into thinking that, you can't have a knowing. People closest to me don't believe it. But the truth is, you can foster, create, remember that connection that you were given and still keeps you part of the source creation. And intimate with nature, Mother Nature, and all of the creatures that were born of this source too. This world brings it out of us. It tries to make us believe that we are far less than we are. It tries to make us believe we are just fragile little I don't know what else to say, but fragile little meat sacks running around with base needs. And you go to school and you educate and you increase this part of your body, and that's what's given praise. But it's not really what we should be placing our attention on. It's important, don't get me wrong, it's totally important to have intelligence and to increase it as you are able. But there's this thing called emotional intelligence that is even, I think, more important. Or equally, let's just say equally. Let's not make one more or better. They're both important. And if you don't believe that or realize that, I think you're going to be having a really hard time in this world right now and coming. It'll even be tougher because there are going to be so many weird things. We're already seeing it. Strange things, mean things, awful things, but good things too. And it will be hard to wrap this thing around it if that's what you're going to rely on. You have to have a heart to understand what's really going on in this world. They call it empathy, compassion, sympathy. It's like a sixth sense, they say, but it's using your whole body. And we know they have proven, science has proven that there is an energetic field around us. There's also an energetic field that emanates from our heart. And with most people, it goes out 8 feet. Some people, it goes way farther because they know how to use that energy, and so they can feel out much farther. Or they're maybe just even open to it. It's that thing, when you walk into a room and you can feel the temperature of the room. As in, like, is it a happy feeling, or are you getting, cold feelings? You know what I mean? Like unhappy feelings or nervousness. I used to be in sales, and I had to speak to hundreds of sales agents, and I could always tell, or even when I just walked into a small sale, I could feel automatically if that sale was going to go well or not, and what I had to do to try to turn it around. I could tell I'm going to have a hard job here. It's going to be a hard sale. Fortunately, I had a beautiful product to sell that really helped people and businesses. That was some of my favorite days. But yeah, it's like, we know that Wi-Fi is what's powering our phone a lot of the time, our internet. We don't have a hard connection to the source of that. But yet, there's so many people who don't believe that there's energetic fields all around your body, all around a tree, all throughout this whole world that we cannot see. I mean, they've captured it on film. They've captured energy leaving a body shortly after it expires. They've captured auras around mother and child, just a huge, beautiful aura. They've captured just auras around regular, everyday people, showing some with beautiful colors and some with not so beautiful colors. This is documented. Yet so many people don't believe in what I or others call unknowing. I mean, Tesla proved that there's an ambient energy all around us, in between the 0.1% material of the quantum field, you know, or in between cells, you know. It's what's there that isn't there. It's this ambient energy, and just because we can't see it doesn't mean it exists. He proved that, and that's why they took his stuff and they made him die a pauper, because he was going to share energy, free energy with the world. And so, and people who just all of a sudden get these great ideas, like we have antennas. Our spine is an antenna. We can draw down. I mean, it's nothing new under the sun, that's for sure. It's out there in the ether, you know. We know that Tesla did this, and many people have done this. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, he was accessing those fields when he went into a deep sleep in the Delta state. I always get those mixed up. But yeah, it's possible to have a knowing, because you can't explain it, but somehow it's just in you. And I trust that more than I do science, actually. You know, people who have to have a mathematical equation for everything. It's silliness, really. You're going to limit yourself to that? I'm not. I believe that we are all gifted with the ability to pool or allow beautiful, imaginative, wonderfully, like, crazy ideas. I mean, it's how the airplane was invented. How many people told the Wright brothers, you know, whoever was first, I believe it was the Wright brothers, that it could never be done. You know, they just couldn't imagine in their head. But then it was proven through science and just sheer will. They kept trying and trying. They knew if a bird can do it, we can do it. So, we're going to be seeing some pretty amazing things coming out. Please don't automatically poo-poo them or be scared. You know, that's what they want you to do. They want you to be in fear or to think that it's ridiculous. You know, that can't happen. Or, I can't understand it, it doesn't exist. You know, I don't know exactly how a motor runs, but here I am driving a car and it's taking me places, and I don't need to know all of the gory details. I mean, actually I'd like to, but I've just never had a chance to do that in my life. So, you know, I guess this is leading to some thoughts that I have about, you know, this crowd of soulless ones that currently have all of the resources, or want to have all of the resources, pretty much have a lot of them, material resources, and through their destruction of the earth and the family and so many things, and well, we can go on and on about it. You guys know about everything. I don't need to rehash everything bad going on right now. If we were under a force that was not destructive, we would not be seeing all of this. Ding, 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 ding. I know you all know that too, but, you know, some people seem to think that if they just vote for someone, oh, their superhero is going to change everything. Every 4 years, it's a new superhero. But the truth is, it's never going to change until we each take back control of ourselves and then our little space in the universe. And I don't mean control to take things, you know, from people or others or hoard things. No, I'm talking about taking back, mastering yourself. Mastering your thoughts, your emotions, your connection with Source and others, so that when things do break down, you know, we won't all be like ants on an anthill that the bully stepped on and just crushed to oblivion. Some will survive, and we have to just keep a calm head and start taking back our world at the local level, little by little. We have to start talking to the people running for office, and letting them know what we know. Those of you who know what, you know what I'm talking about all of the legal sleaze and codes and regulations and stuff that they have done that never have a sunset, that have been forced upon us over the last 100 years. So many things that we can't even keep up with it, and they use it against us. But a lot of us have been learning that we can use it against them. And not to do it in a vindictive way, but no, more to let them know you're on notice and taking back the world that I want to create. I'm not going along with your world anymore. It's always going to be local. It will never come from the top down. It's got to come from the bottom up. And so what that means is that, you know, all of us need to start scaling back. I'm not talking about, you know, being a pauper or, you know, giving up your boat. You know, I'm not saying that. Enjoy your life. But try to maybe at least stop a little consumerism, a little more each day, each month, each year, whatever it is for you. You know, try not to create as much trash. Try not to buy plastic shit. Drive an older car. You don't need a new car every year. Try to help others. If you know something good that can help others, share it, because that's the only way we're going to get out of this mess. I'm learning, I'm looking for a property right now because I want to do a process on it. What do I mean by that? It means that I've learned that the monetary system is a big fake system, and as well as the mortgage business. It's all fake and fraudulent. And fraud doesn't have a time frame where you can't redeem what was taken from you under fraud. So I'm I'm learning about all the codes and the guidelines and the way to necessarily, if I have to, if it doesn't work through paper, I'm going to have to go to court, and I'm going to make these awful, soulless ones prove their case instead of them making me prove my case. The Art of War, Sun Tzu. Read it. I had to read it in college. I didn't read the whole thing, but I enjoyed what I did read, and I wanted to, but I just ran out of time. But it was basically, it's not about killing and murder. It's about understanding your opponent and basically knowing what their weak spot is. I mean, I hate that, sounds really awful, I know. But in this case, we are the underdogs. We have to learn how to protect ourselves. We know that we cannot trust these corporations. We know that the government was usurped. It's a corporation. If you don't believe me, please do a little research. It's not that hard. There's so many people out there teaching it now. Back in the day when I began, there was very few. I had to literally travel to go to seminars to learn about this shit. And it wasn't easy, and it wasn't free. And there's so much free good stuff out there now. Learn about it, because this is our salvation. It's part of it. We can take them out, with paperwork, and then if paperwork doesn't work, they don't respond to legal notices, then we go to court, and there's no way that a judge can rule for them, because they have to come up with proof. I mean, even in their own courts. So it takes a lot of study, and it takes a lot of sacrifice, yes, but and not all of us are meant to do this. I don't fault anyone if you can't. Like, I have taken a 2-month leave of absence without pay so that I could try to do this. I couldn't do it while I was working 10-hour days, and I'm getting to the point where I'm tired. I was just working and doing nothing else to move forward this agenda, to prove whether or not this is true. And though I know there are a lot of people who have already done it. So that's how you start taking back your life. And let me be clear, this is not about getting things for free, okay? There was a House Joint Resolution that said, it was in 1933, I think it's H.R. 192, I'm forgetting the number though, maybe not that one, but it's out there, and it was about, basically about providing for everyone's basic needs. And that's why the Social Security numbers came out, so that they could keep an account of it. Because remember, they took our gold. Okay, they supposedly took the people's gold, and this was backing up this idea that we each could live with our bills paid. I know this sounds wacky and weird, and I don't like handouts. This is not about handouts. This is true. I've never asked for a handout my whole life. This is in black and white, facts in the codes, in the under, and it's the UCC one is how it's all administrated. So I know this sounds all foreign and weird to a lot of you, but I'm saying this because I want you to know I'm not crazy. I've been studying this for a long time. I'm getting ready though to stand in my power, because it's been scary to me for a long time to actually do this, but I feel that I am ready now. And if it doesn't work, I'll be honest. And they do everything and anything to thwart you, because they don't want this truth out. I mean, they basically monetized us, and when we were born, they set some gold aside, and then, as the story goes, every time that you had an achievement, it was monetized, or you bought a house, it was monetized. You create the money, they keep the money, is basically, what happens. So okay. And again, I know that sounds crazy, but mainstream media is just getting to the point now where they're saying banks create money. But banks don't create anything. They're not in the business of creating money. Their own guidelines say they can't lend money. Isn't that crazy? They can borrow from each other, but they don't. When you go to a mortgage company and you sign on the dotted line, or you go to an auto dealership or get a credit card, you sign on the dotted line, you're creating that money with your signature, your sign of nature. This gets esoteric and deep too. I'm not going to go out into the weeds, but I just want to drop a few things so this is real. When you sign on the dotted line, you're signing, they're taking that money from your account, and it's supposed to have paid off your mortgage. But what they do is they have been tricking us. They never told us how it really works, and they've been tricking us into thinking that they're lending us that money after we've created it and they got it, and then they keep it to add salt to the wound. And then they add interest to the debt they make you believe you have. You took out a $300,000 loan, and then you end up paying, a time and a half for it, or double or more sometimes, depending on the interest rate. So it's really sinister. It took me a long time to wrap my head around it, and I've been learning this stuff since about 2004 is when I first realized how the monetary system really works. Read The Mechanics of Money. It's all in there. Read The Creature from Jekyll Island. It's all in there. I mean, there's so many books out there of people who have throughout time been telling us how it really works. And for us not to believe it is folly. When they say they're doing something, believe them. They are not our friends. Bankers, politicians, these institutions, three-letter institutions, definitely not the military. I mean, unfortunately not the police. Most police and military people are good people. They just don't understand who they're working for. The upper echelon is what I'm talking about. They're not good people. So just please, if you would, consider what I'm saying in your daily life. Try to live more simply. Take every month or week or day or whatever you want, find an item that you're not using. Oh my God, people have storage rooms filled with shit. Because their garage is filled with shit. And all of their cabinets. Take it and give it to someone who needs it. Not Goodwill either, by the way. I think Salvation Army is still good. Or take it to the Humane Society. They have, I just took 2 big bags of good stuff so they can, sell it and pay the good people who work and help to neuter animals and to support the animals. Just make sure when you donate something, it's, you know where the money's going, okay? Goodwill is not good, bottom line. They're a corporation, by the way. Corporations, not good, okay? Corporations, not good, okay? Just remember, most corporations are not good. I don't know one good one, honestly. So, it's going to happen with you. It's going to happen on a local level. And when we take back the local, then it'll ripple out, okay? The Federal Reserve government was never supposed to function the way that it's functioning today. We literally have a new royalty system in place. I mean, it's not a choice. They are just two, wings of the same bird, two-headed snake, a coin with 2 sides. It's just they're working for the malefic forces of this planet, which are contained in most of the royalty. The Vatican is, as far as I can tell, the head of it, and Washington D.C. Washington D.C., City of London, the Vatican. They're all colluding, as they always have been for centuries. The Vatican always colluded with royal families, and now it's just extended. They made us believe we got a new free world with the Republic of America, but they usurped it. They knew what they were doing, and until the internet, we didn't know how much they had usurped it. So every 4 years you see the same old shit come around, and nothing ever changes. Stop voting, please stop voting. And stop giving your attention to these people, celebrities, TV, all the mainstream stuff. There's not much good in it. I mean, I haven't watched it since about 2005, so and what I do see when I have to watch it for some reason, like a bar or restaurant, it's horrible. I don't know how anybody can stand watching TV. Anyways, thank you for listening. I just wanted to say, we are not them and they are not us. And they don't want us here. And they don't want to do anything good for us. Please stop being fooled. I'm begging you all. Share this video if you can to someone who may not understand. Just say, here, look at what this, person's saying, and see what you think. I'm not sure what I think of her, but I just thought I'd share it with you. You don't have to like what I say. Nobody does. I respect your opinion. Have one. That's what I really respect. If you don't like it, that's great. I respect that. I don't respect people who go along to get along. I don't respect people who don't do a little research to find out the truth. I feel sorry for you, mostly. I have empathy for you, sympathy for you. But you and I are not the same. I know I am here to be a force of good. will do that still, of course. That's just in me. I love taking care of others. I love nurturing. I'm a Cancerian, you know. I love my children. I'm very protective, very loyal, and I expect the same. And you know, it's hard to find in this world, but people are out there. So don't give up. I have sometimes given up, just, you know, to the point where I have to take a break. And we do have to do that, you know. Sometimes you just have to say enough. I gotta just get away from YouTube, Facebook. But I love so many people here. I'm so thankful for all of you, by the way. You've gotten me through so many tough times. So thank you for that. All right, y'all. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Leave your comments. I'm gonna try to do this more if life allows for it. I don't know that it will, but I hope it will, because I feel like I strike a nerve sometime with people, and some people do like it. So I'm not trying to be a YouTube star or anything like that. I just want to maybe again open one person's eyes. If I know I have in the past. I don't know how many, and I wish I could say it was hundreds or thousands, but I don't think it's been that much. But anyways, so thank you all for listening if you came this far, and try to think about what I said and just let it soak in. I'm not asking you to make big changes. I'm just asking you to think about it. We got to take back our world. Let's not lose it. It's too beautiful. These bastards do not deserve it. They don't deserve our energy. They don't deserve anything. They've done a horrible job. We can see it every day. And all they want to do is use us. So we got to stop this. Stop being beholden to these soulless ones. Don't lose your soul either in the process, okay? We can do this. We can do this. Okay. Thank you all. Love you all.